Hi, everybody. This is Ty Bordoni, full-time professional mediator, director of the Mediation Center of Central Florida, as well as a primary mediation trainer. And today I had an insurance case, and what I wanted to talk about. I've touched on this, in the past, but I didn't do much at all today, other than facilitate and guide the parties into the places that they need to go in mediation, get them together when needed. I've said in the past, a mediator needs to know when to be quiet. A mediator needs to know when to facilitate. A mediator needs to know when to get out of the way. A mediator, we need to know when to give parties, the professional parties and their clients, time to speak privately. We do not need to be in every single aspect of the mediation. The way you control mediation is by not trying to control mediation. And all mediations are a little different, and they all, the different kinds of mediations that you work on, you'll see that they typically have a kind of ebb and flow that is particular to those kinds of mediations. Right now I'm talking about insurance mediations, and more specifically, because there's different types of insurance mediations. I'm talking about an administrative mediation through the Florida's Department of Financial Services. These mediations take place before something has been filed with the court, and so there's different dynamics going on. A lot of times, you're going to end up typically in caucus at one point, and when you have attorneys representing parties, when it comes time to caucus, and at one of those times that, typically this is when counsel talks to their client about an offer or about some issue that's going on. I like to, well, one, the attorney client relationship that is uh, privileged. I'm going to be very respectful of that relationship. I'm also going to be very respectful of the professionals in the room. In this case, I'm talking about attorneys. They're officers of the court. I'm going to give them that respect, and assume that they're taking care of things the right way until I see otherwise. And it takes a lot for me to step on an attorney's toes. Don't. Let them be their client's attorney. And so oftentimes, because I know what's coming with respect to they need to talk about certain things, I will offer counsel, let me give you and your client some time to speak privately. And often enough, they'll say thank you. They appreciate it. And or they'll say, no, it's okay, come on in. But I want to let them lead the way in that regard. Today, I did that, and counsel said thank you, and they were in there for a little bit of time. Now, um, one, know how to facilitate, when to give time to folks as may be needed. In this case, I'm talking about attorneys and their clients, and so offer that. And when they say okay, then I like to let them know, okay, great. Listen, you take the time that you need. However, if I don't hear from you by, and I give them like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, by this time, then I'll pop my head in. But when you need me, just hit the ask for help button. And every single time, that's what they do. And if they don't, when that time comes, I'll wait about a minute after or so, and that I told them I'll pop my head in, and then I will hit what I like to call virtual knocking on the door. If you go to the breakout rooms and it says broadcast message to all, I'll hit that button and I'll say I will be joining, you know, um, uh, uh, counsel and their client now, and then I go in. Because they're talking privately. I want them to see that I'm coming in case they need to say, "Hey, hold on a second." Um, and then I'll pop my head in. I did so. And counsel said, "Hey, Ty, can I have another few minutes?" Absolutely, counsel. Likewise, I gave them a time, and I said, if not, I'll pop my head in. I stayed out, and in just a little bit of time, they asked me to come back in. I came back in. They said, Ty, we're done. We agreed, with the offer. And great. What did I do? The only thing I did was facilitate my opening statement, facilitate the parties in the beginning, because they'll talk a little bit, facilitate when it was time to go into breakout rooms, put everyone in their breakout rooms, and give counsel a chance to talk to their client. They did, and then they let me know, and I gave them a good amount of time. Then they let me know that they had come to agreement. So, did I do anything to help the parties come to agreement? I had no part in the other than in opening statements. I really had no part in the negotiations other than to go to the other side and tell them, oh, they've agreed, and then get them together so that there's shop talk that they need to do with respect to how checks should be sent off and this and that and the other thing. And so what's important here is get out of the way when you need to get out of the way. You do not have to always be talking. You do not have to be part of that conversation. The more you know about certain amounts of cases, the more you start to know when you can kind of step back and let competent professionals do their job. If you see what I'm saying, right? A lot of mediators feel as if I've got to be there. I have to be part of it. I have to hear from the parties. We have to know when to step back, when to jump in. We have to know when to be quiet, when to talk, right? When to facilitate, when to be the guardian of the process. And you know where that comes with? Experience. So just keep on mediating, do your thing, and there's no mistakes. There's learning opportunities, and keep doing the good work that you do. You're a superhero. We are superheroes, not all the time, but often enough. So keep making a difference. I hope that was helpful. I'd love a comment if you have a something to add, or if you have a counter perspective. And I will talk to you soon. Stay well. Bye bye.